It's not one of you can say you played your best game. Nobody in here can say you gave the maximum effort. You gave it all you could. It's nobody. And you see the result. See, the problem is you got intoxicated with success. And success is intoxicating. You start believing what they're saying. You start listening more to what they're saying. You bought into all that foolishness that you were this. And you went out there and we got humble. Coaches, players, everyone, we went out there and got humbled. But it is what it is. Where you go from here? Where you go from here? Like, where do you go from here? That's the critical thing. What do you do with this moment? What do you glean from this moment? What do you learn from this moment? Where do we go from here? Because this moment just ain't about football, this is about life. And this is a tremendous life lesson. Let's learn from it. Let's learn from it and grow from it. The question is, guys, I'm gonna ask you one last time. Where do you go from here? God bless.
The greatest gym in college football as a whole. I would even say history. You probably think Nick Saban. Probably would think Kirby Smart. You probably would think Jimbo Fisher. You probably would think Dabo. You probably would think Bobby Bowden. You probably would think Lou Holtz. Bear Bryant. Pat Dye. Auburn. But all those coaches was white. If you give a black coach the magnitude of Deion Sanders, the resources, I guarantee you college football ain't ready for that. I promise you that.
Why you say that?
It's a thing that they call relatability. And when Deion Sanders walk into your living room versus Kirby Smart walking into your living room, I can get to the same place, and that's the NFL. And it's a lot of times coaches are like ministers. You choose your church not because of the message that they're telling you. It's the belief that what they're telling you, you believe in. They read it from the same book. They telling you the same thing. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. They teaching the same books, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, all that. But what goes a little deeper than that? That's why Deion Sanders is the greatest gym in college football history. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. So when I'm making my takes on First Take and I'm saying, bro, if I was Florida State, I would empty the clip. Because if Deion Sanders had a bag that spares no expense, college football ain't never seen that. We used to the Kirby Smarts, the Nick Sabans, the Bobby Bowdens, the Jim Trussels, the Pete Carrolls. These coaches that were the coaches, they were relatable. Who's more relatable than Deion Sanders? Especially the economic situation of most players.
But let me ask you this, though, Cam. Because some people might be saying you're getting a little ahead as he's the most, what you said, the biggest gym in college history.
Man, listen.
But what do people say? He ain't won nothing yet, though.
With what?
But he ain't won. But let's break it down. He went to Jackson State. He won the SWAC, but he didn't win the national championship, even on HBCU level. Now he's Power 5. Colorado, they're not even going to make the playoffs to win the national championship. He might win a bowl game. So before you giving out this, like, what would you say to that person? Like, he ain't won it. All those people are proven winners. Now, I'm not saying in their second year they won, but I'm saying they have edged their name in history. What would you say to the people of saying that? It's like he's a bigger gym than them and he hasn't won anything?
Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Most of my career, my office was covered in green grass and white hash marks. But there's many types of offices. And no matter if you worked in the corner office, a cubicle, or a home studio, One thing's for certain. Choosing the right candidate to fill your office is a huge responsibility. Well, if you're hiring and want to find the best candidates for your office, you need ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Cam Newton. ZipRecruiter is the hiring site employers prefer the most. The powerful matching technology works so fast, you can find prime talent before this ad is over. So fast, Peggy couldn't even catch you. If you want to find the right candidates for your office, you need ZipRecruiter. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/Cam Newton. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. They had more resources than Deion Sanders. Give Deion Sanders Nick Saban's resources.
So you take Deion to Alabama.
No,
You take
I know he don't want to go to Alabama. I wouldn't want to go to Alabama if I was Deion Sanders. You give Deion Sanders Alabama's resources at another team and watch what the hell he do. And he's even more dangerous because now if his sons leave, now he can really show how great of a coach he is.
That's gonna be
Because it's not no more crime with passion. It's no more passionate. He can recruit unbiasedly. He can play people unbiasedly. He can get the good guys in here it's a business at the end of the day.
Yep, and we got to touch on that because.
So that's a great point, yes. Yeah. But has he not won everywhere that he's been?
He has won.
The name of the game that Deion Sanders has been able to do, and it started with one person, he's been able to lure top-tier talent. Name me a more higher recruit to say, I ain't going to go to Florida State, which he was committed to. I ain't going to go to Ohio State, which he had offer from. I ain't going to go to University of Georgia, which he had offers from. I'm going to go to Jackson State. Jackson is in Mississippi. I'm going to bypass this NIL bag because when Deion Sanders walked into my living room and when he texted me, it just meant a little different. I may not have ever seen Deion Sanders play. I may not ever heard the, must be the money. I may not ever seen none of that. But one thing that I did know is that was the most impactful player of his time. And that's a fact. And that's the thing people don't understand. See, what makes the Kirbys, the Nick Sabans, the Dabos, the Hugh Freezes of the world, what makes them have their right to speak to you in the regard that they're speaking to is because of what they've been able to accomplish as a coach. You don't hear me, Peggy.
I hear you.
The difference between Prime is he can look at you and he can give you an honest opinion because he actually did it as a player.
I've been where you're trying to go. Now I got the blueprint to tell you how to get there.
5-star recruit. I was a 5-star recruit. Primetime player. Motherfucker, I heard Stephen A. say, he said, Deion Sanders is so primetime that we don't even think about him during the day. We only think about him at night. Primetime games, baby.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let me ask you this, though, and we're going to move on. If he's so primetime, if he's such a good coach, I do think the merit of how they go about continuing their season will really show what type of coach he is. Because you know some people lose in the locker room. Like we're going to forget the faith that we have in coach. Do you think right now, since they know that after this loss, man, we ain't going to play hard this last game, are we not going to keep pushing? Like, under the leadership of Deion, do you think he can still rally Colorado to keep
that's where
strong?
That's where I don't see him going to the NFL. Because with this record, if you're not playing for nothing, it's hard to lure grown men into believing in something that doesn't matter. It's like, man,
if you was on this team, could you still be believing in I'm gonna give it all I got?
Because now my caveat is I still got to put good film out there for the NFL.
Yeah.
See, the folks that may be in the comments saying, I don't believe it, like, man, listen, you give Deion Sanders half of what Nick Saban got as resources. The motherfucker has made a bottom tier program instant must-see TV.
Yeah. That's true. I would never watch the Colorado.
No, man, you can't name me 4 players that played at Colorado ever outside of Shiloh, Shadur, Travis.
Don't know nobody.
I know one person because he played in Carolina.
Who?
Laviska Chenault. And
That-
he played for,
that's
that's
four.
only because
That
he,
Eagles
I'm gonna
four.
say it for the people who mentioned who.
Thank you.
Now, respectfully, no disrespect to him.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, prime time is a person that even in our culture we can see through bullshit.
Yeah.
That motherfucker there, bro, has always been prime. Through his ups and downs, the glitz and the glamour, the good and the bad, he's always been prime, and people can relate to that. And it's Gen Z market.
Yeah.
And the name of the game in college football, Peggy, has always been, it's never changed and it will never change. Can you recruit?
That's real.
You're right.
And it's no cap on how many players that you can get. So if he go to a program with a big bag, that now he can go out here and have not only the recruiting bait as primetime, but the NIL bag or the support of the boosters. That's why I say Colorado ain't big enough for him.
It's just a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time.